Our project title is Study of Groundwater Quality in Industrial Zone of Chennai, which is done by a team of 4 boys and is being guided by our STM sir Mr. S. Manigandan. The objective of our project is to study how much extent the water has been polluted due to the industrial activity by conducting experimental research on its physical and chemical property of groundwater and measuring its standards by comparing with Indian. Our study area is the industrial zone of Chennai, that is Manali, which is which comes under zone 2 of Chennai, which is located in Tiruvallur district. It is oriented in the north of Chennai. These are the industries or factory located in our study area, like Manali Petrochemical Limited, which is called as MPL, and Futura Polymers and Tamil Nadu Petroleum and Madras Fertilizer Limited. These are the industries which are located only in the our study area, which is covering about 18 kilometers square. These are some of the clips which showing the industrial area in our study area. This is the methodology chart of our experiment, starting from literature review. And after studying literature review, water sample were collected from the study area, and they been tested for a physical character and then for chemical characters. And after collecting the samples, tests will be carried out on the reference of standards, and the conclusion and suggestion are carried out for the future study. This this highlights the methodology for sampling. First of all, the sampling point is located, and after located, it is gone for a field measurement. That is whether it is a bore well or a tube well or any kind of open well. After finding the field measurement, sample is collected. Collected samples are being preserved and stored. This is the approximate location of sample points which we collected for water samples. In the center of that, this is a CPCL technical area. Uh, the circle is nearly about 10 kilometer in radius. Totally about 20 samples were collected in our study area. This table highlights in which locations have been extracted, right from sample 1 to sample 20 is being displayed. This is the collection of sample which is kept for a display. Totally about 20 samples were collected from our study area. The first chemical characteristic screened is pH. We have done screening test for all the 20 samples, and the result of the pH has been displayed in the chart. The graphical representation of the variation of pH from sample to sample is being displayed. There's two green stack lines or the permissible zone in which the drinking water should be. We observe that sample number 17 exceeded the limit, and on total sample right from 1 to 20, about one sample is excluded. Similar to the pH, turbidity also screened for the physical characteristic, and the results of from sample number 1 to sample number 20 is being displayed on the chart. So this is a graphical variation of the turbidity right from sample 1 to 20. In x-axis it denotes the samples, and the y-axis denotes the value of turbidity, and that green stack line is actually a permissible limit in which a turbidity should lie, and we observe that no other sample lies below the permissible limit, so all the samples are excluded in turbidity. Similarly, total results are also found for our experimentation, and the results from sample number 1 to 20 are displayed in the chart. This depicts the graphical variation of total dissolved solids right from sample 1 to 20, and we observe that no other sample lying below the permissible limit of TDS. This chart denotes the value of carbonate which is found in the water, and we observe that no other sample right from 1 to 20 have the value of carbonate, because calcium with combining with carbon dioxide only carbonate will yield. So our water sample is being extracted from the deep wells, so the chance of dissolved carbon dioxide in that ground is nearly zero. So due to the absence of carbon dioxide, we can't able to screen out the carbonate in it. This is the value of bicarbonate right from sample 1 to 20 is being displayed. Variation of bicarbonate salt from sample 1 to 20 is being graphically displayed. Uh, what IS code suggested is the value of bicarbonate in the drinking water should be presence below 500 only, and we observe that 50% of the sample excluding from our data and 20% of the sample are within our limit. The calcium data from for the all the sample is being uh, displayed right from sample 1 to 20. Variation of calcium content in the water sample is being displayed in the graphical version, and we observe that all the sample excluding away from the personal limit of the water, because the water we extracted are all from deep ground, so earth contains rock in the form of calcium only, so amount of calcium leaching out into the water may be high, and this contributes to the higher value. Similarly, magnesium also extracted for the experimentation purpose, and we observe that magnesium should lie within 30 to 35 milligram per liter, and we observe that only 3 samples are lying within the permissible limit. So this is the graphical version for the nitrate content, and the green stack line refers to the permissible limit, and we observe that more than 30 samples, not 30% of the samples excluding from the personal limit. This is the fluoride graphical representation. We observe that the fluoride should range between 1 to 1.5. If the fluoride lies below 1.1 means our teeth will become motile, and if the fluoride lies above 1.5 our bone will be crippled. So we observe that more than 40% of the samples were not lying within our permissible limit. So this table will overall give the permissible limit suggested by IS code, right from pH, turbidity, TDS, carbonate, bicarbonate, chloride, calcium, magnesium, nitrate, fluoride, and the permissible limit is been depicted for the display. So this is the result for pH. The pH should range between 6.5 to 8. We observe that the maximum pH value in our sample is 8.8 and the minimum is 6.9. Our mean value is 7.56. So on analyzing we see that sample number 17 outruns the limit, and the sample number that was taken from the Sanadi street. The result for turbidity is given. The maximum turbidity we observed is 9 NTUs and minimum is 6, and mean range is 6.8. And we also observed we also earlier told that the turbidity should range from 3 to 4 NTU, and so all the samples are outruns from the given value, and the result for TDS is given below, and the maximum value of the TDS we have found from the water is 7565 milligram per liter, that is nearly 7.5 gram percent in the single liter of water. The mean value is nearly 2.5 gram per liter. We see that TDS varying in the range of 965 to 75, so none of the sample passes the test in the TDS. The result for carbonate is given below. The desired limit of carbonate should range in 500 milligram per liter, and we see that sample number 1, 3, 5, 6, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18 are outside the desired limit, and it indicates that the groundwater is highly polluted due to various reasons. The result for calcium is given below. The calcium have the range between 434 to 85 milligram. So the desirable limit for the calcium is 75. So all the samples are away from the range of desired limits. The result for magnesium is given below. The maximum value of the magnesium in water diet should be 30 milligram per liter, and we observe that it ranges from 23 gram to nearly 150 gram, and we observe that mean value is 60 gram. So sample number 289 are fit for drinking in terms of magnesium content. The result for nitrate is given below. So nitrate is a chemical compound in which one part is nitrogen, other three parts are oxygen. It never have a taste or scent, and it can be only detected through a chemical test. So what IS 10500 subject suggested is the nitrate content should have the range of value in 45 milligram per liter, and we observe that sample number 2, 5, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 are fit for drinking in terms of nitrate content. The result for chloride is given below. The chloride ranging from 11 to 170 milligram in a water sample, and the mean range is 48.1, and it is advisable that the chloride content in water should be 200 milligram per liter, and it is not advisable for drinking. The result for the fluoride is given below. It ranges from 0.7 milligram to 1.7 milligram per liter. The desirable limit for the fluoride content in the water should be 1 to 1.5 milligram, and we observe that sample number 3 and 18 are in the range of acceptable ones. So what's our final conclusion is about 90% of the sample fail to meet the desirable limits of the drinking standard. So we advise the residents of the Manali do not consume the water as a raw. If they intended to drink, means a pre-treatment should be done by the residents before consuming. And we also observe that hardness of water is high, so proper method of removal of hardness should be adopted for a better plumbing application, or else the pipe will be corroded or else in the industry boilers may corrode due to the salts of magnesium. So these are the experimental pics which been given below. So this is a potassium dichromate solution which is used for our experimental values. So these are the collection of the chemicals which we prepared for the experimental investigation.